Hi guys, good evening. Welcome to PepTalk. Today we have to cut straight. We are not going into the music videos or anything of that sort. So we are going to cut straight to the show. So today we are talking about Mr. Right or Mr. Right Now. Before the show, some people were asking what Mr. Right Now means, and Mr. Right, Mr. Right is that one person that you see and then like you feel like you've reached. Like you do anything or almost everything just to keep that relationship or anything of that sort. Mr. Right Now is the one person who is filling in the gap for maybe an ex or something of that sort. So yeah, let's get in.
Okay, dig in.
So Mr. Right or Mr. Right Now, how do you guys understand it or something of that sort?
I mean, I think Mr. Right is someone you actually feel and you think, oh, this is the right person for you, you want to get married to and whatever. Mr. Right Now, I don't really know much about it. Because Mr. Right Now, that means he'll just be a temporary boyfriend or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Why is she smiling so much?
I smile. Smile is good. Don't do that.
Okay. So Mr. Right Now.
To me, I feel like Mr. Right is permanent and Mr. Right Now is temporal.
Okay, more or less. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when do you know when he's a Mr. Right or when he's a Mr. Right Now?
Mr. Right, you know, because there'll be attractions and like.
But you can have
Yeah, you're
Mr.
attracted
Right
to
Now.
Mr. Right Now.
but
Yeah,
you know
usually
Mr.
you're
Right
attracted to
Now-
Mr. Right
Mr.
Now.
Right
That's
Now.
why you just have
But
a Mr. Right
you
Now.
easily get offended by Mr. Right Now because like after all you can get someone else.
You can still get easily offended by Mr. Right. I mean,
I think you even get more easily offended by Mr.
Mr.
Right
Right.
as compared to Mr. Right Now.
It's true. So, but I don't like Mr. Right Now.
Okay, so I got a few points from people before the show. Someone says Mr. Right is excited to meet your family, while Mr. Right Now pretends he didn't hear you when you mentioned your family. Like when you mentioned, oh, my sister is coming over, would you like to meet her? Mr. Right is always excited about
Yeah.
seeing your family or meeting someone that is close to you, and then Mr. Right Now, sometimes he pretends to even hear you. Someone says Mr. Right is worth the fight.
Yes.
Really?
But he's Mr. Right, so yeah, he's worth the fight. But what if you have a Mr. Right Now that can lead to Mr. Right? Like he's Mr. Right now,
But he moved
and then
from
he
it.
moves from there to Mr. Right.
Wait, let's say you have a Mr. Right Now, and then he cheats on you.
Okay.
You-
Yeah, but
Would you leave him?
Me, I will.
Because it says if you are willing to forgive big issues like cheating and then disrespect and
Yes.
things like that, he's Mr. Right.
Yeah.
But then if you are not certain and then you go like, if it happens, I'm sure I'll leave him. That's a Mr. Right Now. That's what the person actually said.
Okay. So then it means that with the Mr. Right Now, it's in your mind that it's Mr. Right Now. It's not like, oh, maybe he can actually move from Mr. Right Now to Mr.
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't take things best now, actually. Oh?
That's what I'm asking. So I mean, with the way everything is going, that's what I'm
Well,
thinking.
no, I don't know, but I think some Mr. Right Nows can move to Mr. Right.
Yeah, that's my
Yes.
point.
But I think at the point where Mr. Right Now moves to Mr. Right is, for example, like when you are willing to do something big, that at that particular point he's moved from Mr. Right Now to Mr. Right.
Yeah, he has gained some points.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so someone also and then these are like other things you should look out for. Mr. Right might forget dates, but he'll always remember tiny details. Like maybe the first time you met and things like he might forget it, but then he remember tiny details like, hey, I don't remember the day, but then when we met, maybe we did this. We even ate this item of ice cream and things like that. Well, I don't know why she's behaving like that. Is it that you've not found Mr. Right, or you've not found Mr. Right Now, or you're not sure he's Mr. Right?
Which one?
Both of the triple of them, whichever of them, all of them.
Okay. Wait. Let's continue, and then we'll come read the comments after. Someone says sometimes we tend to settle for, well, he seems okay, only to find out that you deserve better. So then
That's for which
I don't know.
Mr. Right.
So is that wait? He seems okay, and then only to realize that we deserve better. So I think that would go for the Mr. Right.
Right.
So
No, he seems better.
like he seems like, oh, he's a good guy, like he seems okay, and then we realize that nah, I think I deserve better than this.
That is
Mr. Right now.
Mr. Right now.
So wait, it's a Mr. Right now,
Yes.
because I didn't understand it too when the person said it. I was like, wait, if he seems okay to
Because
you,
if he
then he's
seems
Mr.
okay,
Right,
and
and then you realize
He's not okay.
He's not okay.
so it
You
means he's
deserve better.
actually a Mr. Right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. He says, before you pick your Mr. Right, trust yourself. Listen to your gut. Someone also says, if he keeps talking about his ex, tell him you don't like it. And then when he continues, and especially when the girl dumped him, leave him because he's Mr. Right now. It's like he's not over the ex, like the one person he keeps talking about all the time.
That's what.
And like if she dumped him, not necessarily he leaving her. If she dumped him,
If she dumped him?
Yeah.
no, like she's saying if the person keeps talking about, for example, if my boyfriend keeps talking to me about his ex, and then she's the one who left him, and he keeps telling me things they did together and things like that,
I mean,
you should leave him because he's right now, like he's still
Has never
with-
moved on.
Okay.
Okay.
So let me read a few comments. We just have a few minutes to go. Marcus, I don't understand. Is that a link or something?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Kieran says, "Welcome, guys. Thank you very much, Kieran. Hi, girls from Simon. Right now. Yes, Kieran. We're right now. Nice program. Keep it up. There's nothing right, because even your right hand failed to want. I don't understand him. There's nothing right, okay, because even your right hand failed to want. I don't understand it. Solomon says, watching live from Kufuria Technical University. Thank you. Mr. Right is better than Mr. Right now because the right one will show you you're special to him and valuable to him. Steven says, good show. Thank you. Lukman says, there's so more right now than Mr. Right. That's true.
That's
Like there's
very
always
true.
the Mr. Right now who is filling in the gap or something. You tell him, oh, I didn't see my period, and then he's panicking or something of that sort. Daniel says, Mr. Right is someone who loves you and plans the future with you, and Mr. Right now can also love you, but is just in the relationship with any kind of goals set for both of you. Does it mean without any kind of goals set for both of you?
Okay, now this thing, if you look at it in a different direction, there was someone commented that I think he said, the person said, Mr. Right, if you can go, Mr. Right, I should have said it then. Anyways. And then about the one that's saying the goal thing, yeah, and Mr. Right now can do anything. I mean, can decide to do. I mean, if you know how when a guy wants you, he'll do whatever to get you, and then do whatever to please you and all that. So then,
no, but these are goals. Like these are your goals. Like the goals you are setting in life.
Like this is a Mr. Right now who will make it look like, oh, we are planning, and you think that that's Mr. Right, but then he was actually a Mr. Right now.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
That's where my confusion too is.
Okay.
It's like, how then do you tell? Like,
you can actually tell. You can actually tell.
Probably when is your birthday, instead of him to post a picture, he'll try and find a baby picture of you, so that people won't really ask, hey, who's this girl? You just
do something cute.
Mr. Right now can do that.
No, but Mr. Right,
please
I
post
have
a
a feeling.
picture.
No, someone said something. Someone said, despite everything, in your heart of hearts that this man is who you are meant to be with.
If
no matter the fights and everything, you will marry him in a heartbeat. Like no matter what he does to you, like you can be hurt and everything, but then when you look at him, you have a sense of pride, and I don't know why she's looking like that. And then you know that like deep down, like that's the particular, like that's the guy, like he's hurt you and everything, but then that's the guy, like that is him.
Hey, where's my Mr. Right?
Kieran says, Mr. Right now showers you with compliments, but they tend to all center around your appearance. Okay, they tend to center around your appearance and how attracted he is to you. Mr. Right likes you because you are smart, hilarious, and compassionate. That is really true.
That's true. That's true.
Nuruddin says, hey pretty ladies, please, what's the program all about? Please make it clear for new joiners. Google
Right.
help me with that. Lady in Adidas, you hear I yada your swag, like, okay, good for you.
Yeah.
Today we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's practically it. Last words, please.
Just go for Mr. Right.
How do you know Mr. Right? Like that's supposed to be
You
the
see,
the last
Actually,
word.
like the whole time.
It's like the more music, like, oh, I see Mr. Right.
So what if you go like, I've seen Mr. Right, and then
No,
in the
that's
end
the
he's not Mr. Right.
No, there are certain things you have to find. Probably he's passionate about you. He
Mr.
wants to
Right
show
now
you
can be
off to his
passionate about
friends.
you. Mr. Right now can show you to all your friends.
No, they
No,
won't.
not really.
Oh, I want to see
Not
your friend or
really.
meet you. Like, oh, okay.
Not
Don't worry,
really.
next
Mr.
time.
Right now will show
You
you
see,
to
not really.
Mr. Right now,
He said
Mr.
that.
Right now will show you to friends in his circle, like in that
Yeah.
circle that they do all those things together. Mr. Right now will not go like further like that
Okay.
to want you to meet his family and things of that sort.
I know
If you
a
remember-
Mr. Right now who has shown like practically every girl he has been with to his family members. So all the girls
The family,
think
the
that
family members are in on it. They all know what is going on. They all know what is going on.
Okay.
Anyway, today we don't have enough time, so we have to go. Thank you very much for watching us today's edition of Pep Talk.
pray for your Mr. Right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys.